House of Oliver. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Stop for a moment, whatever you're doing, before we go any further, and subscribe, like, comment, tell us how awesome we are. You know that I'd subscribe to you, and I've already made comments about you. You didn't even know. But here we are. I am not at House of Oliver. I'm at Brian Arden Winery. We're up all the way through Napa into Calistoga.
Correct.
Which does more than just delicious water. But is this Calistoga water?
It is Calistoga water, actually.
Good. I pay a lot for this. Sacramento.
Plus a little extra for filtration.
Okay.
We use it for the winery.
Well, you know, you could bottle this in Calistoga water and sell it for a lot of money.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. And now, Brian Arden Winery, if you haven't been there, you go all the way up to the very tip top of the Silverado Trail.
Correct.
Beautiful drive. And you can't see it right now, but you will. If you saw the intro of this, you'll see at the end of it. It is beautiful outside. We're staring right now out this window. We've got vines, we've got the hills. It's magical. It's like Disneyland, but better, because we have wine.
It's true.
Done. He's a talker. You're going to find this out about Brian. But we've loved Brian Arden. We've enjoyed the wines my wife and I have. But I want you to enjoy these wines. So here we are, and we're going to experience a whole world of wines. And this guy right here, he's a little shy. He's not a big talker, but I'll tell you, he's brilliant when it comes to wines. You know a thing or two.
Hopefully. We'll see.
We'll find out. We'll judge him harshly. So let's start over here. What do we got? It's clear. I don't know. Something's wrong with my wine.
Yeah, a little Chardonnay. So we do Chardonnay two ways. So this is the first of two ways. So we call
So
this,
your Chardonnay goes both ways.
It does.
Yeah.
So the idea way back when was, you know, people like a certain type of Chardonnay, right? So we took the same grape, we made it two exactly different ways. So one, we put it in a barrel, we oaked it, we fermented it in the barrel, we put it through the secondary fermentation, a little mallow to get that little buttery quality.
How much mallow?
How much? 100% mallow.
100% mallow.
So we would, yeah. So
It's like marshmallow.
So this is
No, it's great.
so we call that the reserve unfiltered. It comes in a colored glass. This one, the stainless. This one's all no oak, 100% in stainless barrel. So people usually go, it's stainless. That's not a good thing. Chardonnay should be in barrels. No, we did it stylistically on purpose. We didn't want that oak characteristic in this one. We wanted to keep it bright, clean. So this one comes out of Coombsville. So South Napa has this great little breeze that comes in at night. So that really keeps the acid really high in this.
I love high acid.
So it's almost like a Sauvignon Blanc, right? It has that bright acid. So you don't see any oak, it's just true Chardonnay.
Zero oak.
Zero oak
all
and 0 ml. So we didn't
No
change
mallow.
that. So we didn't put the mallow into lactic, right? So it has that bright acidity.
So some of you guys don't know this because, and I've had to learn this, and someone brilliant's going to explain it to us. But the difference is you have lactic acid and the mallow. Tell them about what's happening to it that creates that creaminess with mallow.
Yeah, so
Put them on the spot. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, it's
I drink wine.
So there's a couple things. So it's a secondary fermentation. So the original fermentation would be alcoholic, right? They use a little yeast. You know, they eat the sugars. They basically fart carbon dioxide. And,
Ooh, yeah.
and they piss
Who
ethanol,
doesn't?
right? So ethanol is what makes the alcohol, right? So it's pissing ethanol, shooting out carbon dioxide, right? So this is secondary. After that, there's a secondary fermentation that you can add to a. We put it. All our reds go through the secondary fermentation, but some whites do. So on that secondary, it eats. So we put this bacteria in there, eats the mallow, kicks it out as lactic. So you know, it's kind of that buttery or milky,
Creamy.
kind of, that creamier style.
Yeah, we don't say
right?
milky.
So,
Yeah, whatever.
but lactic,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's the same kind of concept, right? So that buttery characteristic that you get out of some Chardonnays comes from that secondary.
So if you're lacto intolerant, you can't drink it. Oh, look at Angel. She's an angel.
No animal byproduct.
None is happening. So you can be lacto intolerant. Wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick to drinking wine. So I absolutely love bright acidic Chardonnays.
Sure.
They're refreshing, especially on hot days. You chill them. Now, do you like your Chards chilled, or do you like them more like room temp?
No, I like them chilled, especially with this high level of acidity. That little chill really kind of coats your mouth.
Come on in, join the fun.
So both of these are unfiltered too. So we don't put them through a fining or any kind of filtration.
I could taste that.
So
I got a little bit of grape in my teeth.
So even on the reserve that she's pouring you right now, even though it was fermented in a barrel, has that little bit of oak characteristic, it's still that acidity even pops even on this one. So it's just a hint of the butter, even though 100%, and just a little bit of kiss of oak. So it's not going to be, you know, you have some other Chardonnays on your menu.
Oh yeah,
from down the street. I mean, they're big butterballs.
We call them cougar juice.
Exactly. This is.
You might know what I'm talking about, cougar juice, if you're drinking it. But this is what's nice about this. This is well balanced. You do get roundness, you get that softness. On a hot day at the pool, I'm gonna go with the bright acid, but a little fall day, you can even let this warm a little bit, and it's super round, but still has nice acid to it.
Yeah. Just on the nose, you can tell the difference, you know, just that little bit of oak and then secondary fermentation. But, yeah.
And you taste some of that oak in there, for sure. And both unfiltered. Now, why do you choose unfiltered versus filtered?
Yeah, so I've never filtered any of my wines. So you run a risk of something happening in the bottle. There's, you know,
like
Brett could happen. So Brett's another yeast that's a bad yeast. It can eat sugar if you left sugar in it, and it does things in the wine that you want.
Brian. We like Brian's. Brett though makes wines taste like barnyard.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. So if you taste it,
barnyard,
yeah, barnyard or manure. So if you taste a wine like that, this is what they like to say. Oh, this is European.
Yeah.
No, they did something wrong.
Some people add it on purpose, actually. So there's a touch of bread in most of the 100-point wines you've ever had, but it's to a level that you're not really picking it up.
Yeah.
So
I'm
filtering.
add to that?
What's that?
They add them to those.
I've heard of it happen. Yeah. So and there's
fine Brett. You're welcome back into the.
There's some strains of Brett that actually add qualities that are
delicious.
Like I'm personally not a fan of it, so we don't do it. But not filtering. It allows some sort of risk going into the bottle that you have some problem in the bottle. But we find that, you know, our practices in the winery are so sanitary that we've never really had a bloom in a bottle or any problem. So when you filter something, right, you're straining it through a pad or doing some type of filtration, you know, column pads or you know, so you're stripping something out of the wine.
Yeah.
And so I always felt that it's a long. So after you filter something, it takes a long time to recover. You know, it doesn't taste great for 6 months, year. We call it some kind of bottle shop.
Yeah.
You know, there's the bottle going into the bottle, but there's some, because you're filtering it right before you put it into the bottle, that there's some aspect to that. So when I don't filter, I can drink it sooner. I don't strip all the good stuff that I love in there away.
So I never strip good stuff.
Yeah. So I don't. So we've gone with the philosophy of no filtering and no fining.
You know that the more we talk, I've decided you are good coming up with band names. You didn't know this, but he does band names. Bloom in a Bottle. He owns the rights. If you would like it to be your band name, you can have it, but you gotta contact Brian. Bloom in a Bottle.
Domain name. Just thanks.
You might want to pull that one. Who are you? We're Bloom in the Bottle. You could be like a pirate band. Bloom in the Bottle. Okay, so talk to me about these reds. These were delicious, by the way. And they can get these at Brian Arden.
You can, yeah. Or the website too. Yeah, I think we did the Zin next.
And I love Zin. But we're close to Amador, so we know a thing or two about Zin.
Well,
we're kind of trained professionals, and we're picky about our Zins.
Yeah, I think one of our big boys over here moved over to Amador also.
Oh, really? Oh, the same one down the street.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so this Zin comes from our family property. Been in my family for over 100 years. My grandpa bought it from his aunt. Aunt bought it from somebody, who knows. But the vineyard's been there since the 1880s, so we call this Burton Ranch, named after my grandpa when he passed away. We cherry pick the vineyard, take the best stuff off that, and make this little Zin.
It is not little. No, this Zin is, I mean, you get raisin notes right off the beginning. Just
Yeah, so Zin can go a bunch of different ways. So Zin could be the big jammy style where it's all fruit bombs, and then you get this older style where it has a little more structure because of the smaller berries.
But it's okay if you have small berries. It's all right because you got good concentrated juice.
That's correct.
That's what my dad told me. Now, we've talked about a little bit, but I want all of our YouTube fam to understand that Old Vine Zin, I mean, I get bottles in Safeway that say Old Vine Zin. That, first, don't judge me that I bought a bottle in Safeway, okay? But there's no requirement for Old Vine Zin.
Correct. Yeah, there's no labeling restrictions saying what a Old Vine Zin is.
So I could take a 2-year-old vine, call it Old Vine Zin, and sell it from my winery that I've just opened up called Small Berries, and I could sell it all day long.
Yes.
But it's a lie. So really what you want to know is not that it says Old Vine Zin. First you want to know how old the vines are that are in it.
Yep.
And then you want to taste it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do now.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Like I said, it's 1,400 feet in elevation, so we're a little higher in elevation on this property. And you just get that nice, rich quality from that old vine.
And it's not too big and jammy. You got structure, you got spice, you've got so much going on, and it's really delicious.
Thanks.
This is good.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm a little biased. Grew up around the vineyard. Love it.
Well, and this is from, it's a 100% estate, but this is from Lake County.
Correct.
And I think Lake County is one of the most up and coming, even though it's been around for forever. I think people are just now becoming aware because Lake County has some amazing fruit. I'm so impressed with Lake County fruit.
Yeah, Lake County actually had more wineries than Napa did pre-Prohibition.
Wow.
Prohibition basically wiped them out. The people coming from San Francisco moved up to here. The Sacramento wines for the 3 wineries that were here doing that kind of saved Napa.
Wow.
Where Lake County didn't get that.
Didn't get that.
Yeah, so now you see kind of a resurgence up there. There's more and more great wineries, great vineyards. Used to be pear country, now it's kind of grape country.
Wow, I love it. I think if you see a Lake County, don't be afraid of it. Lake County is delicious wine.
The cabs are amazing too, especially with the elevation. The elevation causes a smaller berry. We're going to keep going back to that. I think it's going to be on your thing. Small berries everywhere.
Tiny berries in my glass. Okay.
But that elevation causes the skin, the UV light actually penetrates it and causes that skin to get a little thicker, which causes a little more tannins.
More fruit, more tannins. And now this one is a pretty high alcohol content though. Because sometimes you'll see a Zin at 14.5, but then sometimes you'll get a Zin in Amador all the time. You'll get a Zin 15. 4, 15.
Yeah, I don't remember what this one was.
It's big.
Yeah, I think it's right around 15 somewhere. So.
It's good.
Yeah. There's another you probably know, but you can play with a point, right? So if it says 15 on the bottle, it could be 16.
I've heard it said. So, you always know when you get a 16 when you drink one glass and you're like, whoa, that was a big glass. Okay, so tell me what we have here. Numero dos.
Yeah, that's our blend. We should get the bottle. So everything we do here is single varietal. So if you have a Zinfandel, it's 100% Zin.
Everything here.
Everything here.
So the Chardonnay is 100%.
100%. Okay. We change the label on this to show it's a blend. So it changes every year, kind of whatever we're in the mood for. Select barrels.
Ooh, here it is. This is awesome.
Can I take a shot?
Yep. Yeah, so label's based after an 80s movie called Rad, BMX bike movie. I think Lori Loughlin's first movie ever.
Have you ever seen the movie Rad? Be honest with me, don't lie. Look at how cool that is.
If you haven't, go watch it. It's amazing. It's like.
Are you a BMXer? Is that what you did? Did you do BMX bikes?
Just around the street.
I just don't remember that movie. And we grew up in the same world, and I don't remember.
Yeah, it's got a cult little following. Literally,
really?
Lori Loughlin.
So now he wants me to join a cult. Yeah. Look at what he's done. Yeah, keep going.
So the lead character is a guy named Crew Jones. So my second son is actually Crew.
No way! So
I
made the bottle.
I did the bottle and I named my son.
Wow! I gotta watch this movie.
That's great.
See what else you're gonna take from the movie.
The best prom scene ever. They dance on their bikes. It's amazing.
You've gone somewhere where you're like, best prom scene, BMX bikes.
Yeah.
So this is your BA.
Yeah, so this one, the 2014, it's predominantly Petite Syrah. It's got some Sangiovese, got some Zin, and then it has a little Cabernet to finish it off.
Really? All right. So, and the BA is, people ask me, is that badass red, Brian Arden red? Is it very important?
Depends on who you ask.
Okay.
My dad calls it badass. My wife says Brian and Amanda.
Oh, Brian and Amanda. Oh, look at that. Well, I think it's amazing, and I think it's super delicious. And so, depending on your mood, depending on the year, depending on what you're tasting,
Yeah,
you make it.
we do. Yeah, so we call it Brian's favorite barrels. So on the tasting menu, it's kind of whatever we're in the mood for.
Now, this one at the end, I haven't tasted yet.
This is our 2016 Sangiovese. This one actually came from just the base of Atlas Peak. So there's a famous vineyard up there called Stagecoach, right?
Yeah.
Right on the way up to Stagecoach. It's this little vineyard. It's actually owned by the Disney company. But we got this for 1 year only. We do a Sangiovese every year, but we got this 16, we think is special.
Yeah, fantastic.
So you probably had Sangioveses in some version of Chianti or some version.
Chianti.
But this Sangiovese, we've gotten really well known for.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about what you want us to discover in this Sangiovese. What I'm looking for.
See, that's,
Lead me.
I left the Somme days behind. I let you guys
Direct
taste
me.
for yourself. So
I taste saddleback. I taste burnt cucumber. I don't know. What's a burnt cucumber taste like? Yeah, tell me what were you? Because I know you let the wines speak for themselves, but
yeah. So I'm the funny thing is, when we first started doing the winery, I never wanted to tell people what it should taste like, because a lot of people are new to the wine tasting. So if I say, hey, there should be cherries and cola in here, and then they don't taste it, they feel dumb or like they're not doing something right? So I let everybody taste on their own. I'm never going to tell you what it should be in here.
RC Cola or like Coca-Cola, because
You tell me. But so Sangiovese are made to be food friendly, right? It's Italian. It's usually lower in alcohol. Goes great with food. Because of the lower alcohol, higher acid, it's great with Italian food with that tomato characteristic.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this is in that genre.
it's delicious.
Just food friendly, easy drinking. It's not going to blow your socks off, tannic, dry your mouth out. It's made for food.
Scrumptious. That's my word. Scrumptious. It's delicious. What drew you into wine in the first place? I mean, I know your family had vineyards. Was that what did it?
Yeah, so I was always around it. I was in the restaurant business since I was 16. TGI Fridays back in Citrus Heights and
Wow.
Sunrise.
I don't know if that's still there.
It's gone. I think it's a Buffalo.
No, wait a second. When did you? We're going to say this. We're going to do it. When did you first taste wine? How old were you?
10.
10 years old. Okay. Okay. Did you?
Probably before that. I don't
Did
know.
you fall in love with it? Were you like, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, I don't think we fell in love with it until I was like 12 or 13. So the grandparents at the ranch, the vineyard, back then they were selling to Behringer White Zin. So part of the vineyard went to this Behringer. So Grandpa had a case of, so during the 4th of July, he'd throw a big party, 200 people show up, and he put a case of Behringer White Zin at every table.
Yeah.
200 people at every table. So as kids.
Yeah.
We'd grab a bottle and go out to the barn and go out in the middle of the vineyard and drink. So
Behringer White Zin.
so I didn't like it until I was probably 12 or 13 when I was drinking the
Not Behringer.
Behringer White Zin.
Oh, God.
As a kid though, it's sweet, it's acidic,
like Kool-Aid.
it was great
Kool-Aid.
when you're a kid. Yeah.
So,
But it wasn't until I was 18. My grandpa back in the late 70s, early 80s, they made some Zinfandel, red Zin, off of the property, and they forgot about it. And when I was back in 1998, 1999, somewhere around there, we pulled out a couple bottles of this old stuff.
Wow.
We tasted it, and we're like, 20-year-old Zin, it's gonna be terrible.
yeah.
So we popped one. Cork was bad, terrible. Popped another one. It was absolutely the most delicious stuff I've ever had in my entire life. So that's when I got hooked, and I'm like, oh, that's what wine's supposed to taste like, right? So that kind of changed my path. Being in the restaurant business and working behind the bar and doing bar management, and going that direction through the Somme side. it just kind of became a passion of mine at that time. I got a job with a big distributor, worked for them for a few years, and decided, what the heck am I doing? My family's got a vineyard. You know, I've done both sides on the other side. You know, let's figure out how to make some wine. So we didn't know it was going to become Brian Arden Winery at that time.
Beautiful.
But,
Now, what is your favorite varietal to drink?
ooh, yeah, here we go. I'm a Cab Franc guy.
Ah, this is why you get along so much. I love Cab Franc, if you didn't know. It's my favorite varietal, but it's not always done well.
Yeah, it can go. So Cab Franc's funny. So the reason I love it so much is that Cab Franc can be kind of the widest range of styles. So you can be a Loire style, which really green herbaceous. You know, I have a buddy that makes some Cab Franc, and he makes it here, and we put it in the press one time, and my buddy walked by and he's like, "Who's making pizzas? It smells like green bell pepper." You know, it smelled like green bell pepper, and you know, and those pyrazines could be in Cab Franc. You know,
Yeah.
so that's one end of that style, right? And then you can kind of make it a bigger, bolder style. You know, you can pull leaves, get that sun in there to break up those pyrazines in the berry, and then you can get, you know, more of a cab drinker style Cab Franc, where it's, you know, you get that blueberry quality, but you know, you have that, you know, that richness without all the tannins that you would get in the Cabernet Sauvignon.
And I like it too because, you know, I've had some where you get little caramel hints, and then you get the dusty, and you do get like the worn leather, and it just makes me so happy.
Yeah, I mean, what you're describing is a lot of barrel choices. So,
Thank you for your barrels.
So we'll have to take you to the back and see what kind of barrel you like.
Take me out back and put me in a barrel. So you're a Cab Franc guy. Now, what is your favorite, other than Brian Arden, if you're gonna drink one winery, you're on a desert island, you get one winery, not Brian Arden, and that's all you can drink for the rest of your life. Who are you choosing?
That's always a hard question. People always ask me that all the time. My wife would say Freya's family. He's a local guy, been in vineyards forever, makes amazing wines.
Yeah.
I've never had him. Manny's a great guy too. He'll take you fishing.
I don't think I've ever had it. Yeah, I need to try.
He's great.
If your wife, if she picked you and then she's gonna pick that, then that matters.
So
That's good.
Freya's family.
Freya's family.
Stick with that answer.
And they're in Napa.
They're in Napa. Yeah, they used to have a property just in St. Helena. I think they're redoing the permit there, so they have a tasting room in just north of Napa.
North Napa. I will check them out.
Yeah.
Well, this has been amazing. You guys got to come out, Brian Arden, and you're open.
We are Wednesday through Sunday at the time. Yeah,
But
check the
maybe,
website.
maybe when you're watching it, we're open full time. And you guys have food sometimes, and tastings, and the whole
Yeah,
thing.
so we have a couple different experiences. We do a wine flight, we do a reserve kind of like this, with you get cheese and, you know, charcuterie and all that fun stuff, and then we do a chef's experience. So we have a full kitchen in the back where you sit down and you get a chef right next to you talking about the food as he drops it, and you get the wine and the food. And
I love it.
5 courses, full tour, fun stuff.
And we carry some of this at House of Oliver. Obviously, we don't carry all of it, so you got to come out here, get this view, get this experience. You're gonna love it. Hang out. Hopefully, Brian's here. He can say hi, or his lovely wife Amanda, and 2 little ones running around. And thank you guys for checking it out. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Check out houseofoliver.com, and until we can drink again. Cheers.